Hi, my name is Beth Noveck. I'm a professor of law at New York Law School and served previously as the United States Deputy Chief Technology Officer and head of the White House Open Government Initiative. I'm sorry not to be able to join you in person today, but I want to thank you very much for including me on this important roundtable on open government and the legal framework in support of it. In my experience working in the Obama administration, creating a more open and innovative government was essentially a collaboration between lawyers and technologists. One could not have worked without the other. For all the new tools that we developed, for example, like the National Data Portal of data.gov to make transparency possible in practice, data.gov would not have worked without a legal framework that actually created the mandate for open data and transparency, without the policy framework crafted by lawyers to ensure that every government agency was and continues to contribute data sets, key data sets like spending data, for example, or the visitors' logs of who comes and goes from the White House, but also other high-value data sets around healthcare, environment, and education into the portal. Projects like Challengegov, the national prize-based challenge platform that invites the public to participate in and collaborate with government in solving grand challenges and key problems, whether it's developing better recipes, for example, something as simple as better recipes to help school children eat healthier, or working with the Defense Department to develop a high-end, next-generation combat vehicle. It was wonderful to have the platform, and we couldn't have done it without the technology that offered a way to offer prizes, to create a competition, to get the entries from people, to judge the entries. But again, that depended on having the legal and the policy framework that supported the technology to tell every agency that it was legally possible and that it was politically mandated to start collaborating more effectively with the public on offering challenges, creating and offering prizes in support of developing solutions to crucial problems. In every instance, open government and creating more innovative government has been a collaboration between the two disciplines. For a long time, for many, many years, 40 years in the United States and elsewhere, we have had a legal regime to support transparency and openness. We've had the structures of the Freedom of Information Act in place, and they have created wonderful benefits and greater transparency. However, in practice, the Freedom of Information Act has fallen far short because it has been a legal regime without them being married to a technology framework that would support translating the principles of transparency into the actual practices of the release of data, or the collaborations to engage people in using that data to develop solutions to problems. So in fact, we stand on the threshold of a new era when we have the opportunity to realize the values of openness, of transparency, of greater accountability, of greater democratization that we've all long talked about and fought for, that we've created laws around. We now have the opportunity, thanks to technology, to actually make these laws real in practice. Let me just say in closing that as much as open government was a successful collaboration between the lawyers and the technologists, it often was a battle between the two camps, with lawyers often trying to protect the entrenched status quo, the entrenched way of working. It was typically the job of lawyers to ensure that government stays on an even and a straight course, and does not deviate too far to the left or to the right in order to ensure national stability. This is extremely important, but it's also important, and why I'm so glad that this roundtable is taking place today, that we educate the next generation of legal professional, whether they work inside of government or outside, regardless of their role, about the opportunities that technology provides to create more innovative and new ways of working that encourage collaboration, that foster transparency, and that fundamentally change the relationship between citizen and state. So I think it's vital that we have this conversation, beginning with the legal education that we offer our young people, all the way up to the training and postgraduate training that we provide to lawyers already serving in government or working with the government, to become aware of what technology can do, and to become aware of the mandate that technology creates for all of us to really work in new ways that are more open and more democratic. So I applaud the conference for organizing this panel, for starting the conversation about open government. and the possibilities that it creates for using the legal framework to foster greater innovation and more effectiveness in government and a stronger democracy. I wish you a wonderful conference, a great roundtable, and thank you for having me.